doing great. Been training, been running, physical training, sparring.
Right.
I'm starting off camp great. Actually, I feel like this is one of the best camps I started off. Usually I feel a little rusty, a little sluggish. This camp I just be feeling like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I asked Robert, was you surprised that your dad and his dad were cordial, they were kind of calm up there, nothing really popped off?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. At the end of the day, you know, they met, they gentlemen, but you know, it was up to Robert's dad to set it off. You know, Fox was gonna set it off. But you know, he was professional about it, and you know, but they are professional, so respect came both ways.
You know, a lot of people want you to go with the big names, man. I know you're not looking ahead, but you know, quarter Thurman is supposed to fight. You willing to fight the winner of that fight if everything goes right in this fight for you then?
No doubt. I'm willing to fight anybody at 147, and I believe I will be a champion at 147.
You still hear the criticisms of people out there, or has it died down now? How's everything out there right now?
Man, it's always gonna be critics, you know. I mean, you got the good people who love you, you got the people who hate you. You know, it's always gonna be critics. So that's not my motivation, you know. My motivation is go out there, training hard, winning the fight, make my fans proud, make my family proud, and just continue to be the best person I can be.
A lot of people think that he's a little, you know, he might be shot-put a little bit, but we just saw Ronda Rousey lose. When you see something like that happen, does it kind of, you know, make you think again, like, you know what, I can't take guys lightly because anything can happen in that ring? Does that kind of make you react like that?
Not really, you know, 'cause she lost to a boxer, so I ain't tripping. But you know, anything can happen on any day. I just gotta prepare myself for whatever. And the way I prepare myself, I feel like, you know, no one can beat me as long as I'm mentally and physically prepared. I feel it's great. It feels great to fight in California. This is where the stars are born. This is where all the stars come. So I feel like in order to become a superstar, you have to cement your legacy out here. Yep. It's just great, man. Just another milestone in my life. You know, Danny Garcia, kid from Philadelphia, comes to LA, comes to Hollywood, and wins in fashion. I mean, there's nothing else you can really say about that. I just gotta go in there and be smart. I want to use my jab more. I have a great jab, and I feel like the world hasn't seen it. And I just feel like that's something we've been working on too. I'm gonna go in there and use my jab. I feel like I use my jab a lot more. I'm going to use my jab and set everything up off it.
When you see him go well, it could be a big challenge.
Yeah, he's coming to fight. That's no doubt about it. He's coming to fight. And you know, he's a warrior, so I gotta prepare myself for a war, a smart war.
Is it going to be action-packed, Danny? Do you feel that fight's going to be action-packed, or is it be more technical?
It can turn into a fight. It doesn't have to be a toe-to-toe battle to be an exciting fight. You know, it could be fireworks, you know, explosive spurts here and there. But me, I'm gonna go out there and just dictate the pace and back him up.
As far as Floyd, Danny, have you know, I talked to your dad about that. He said that he liked that fight, but do you think he comes back, Danny? And do you still think you're the front runner for that fight should you win?
What, Floyd Mayweather comes back?
Yeah.
You know, I really don't know. I don't know. You know, Floyd Mayweather, he's made a lot of money. As far as him now, he retired, and he's enjoying his life. And me, I'm worried about Robert Guerrero. Got to get this victory January 23rd, and I'm excited. I'm ready.
As a fighter, as a welterweight, how do you see him though? Floyd, everybody wants to fight him. You're the only guy that always tells me I'm not really worried about fighting him. Why is Danny different, and why are these other guys always saying Floyd?
You know, I mean, if Floyd's not worried about you, you shouldn't be worried about him, right? Basically, I'm doing my own thing.
Now you dominated your division. You dominated your division. Now you're moving up to 147. Are you looking forward to doing the same thing with that division and taking over the reins that Mayweather had with that division?
Yeah, no doubt. And this is just another fight for me. You know, just one step closer to taking over my division, and I'm gonna do one fight at a time.
And you usually fight in cities with more Puerto Rican descent. You're coming to LA, you know that there's more of a Mexican descent. Why fight here and not take it to New York or Philadelphia?
Because I represent all Latinos. You know, at the end of the day, Mexican and Puerto Rico, we still Latino. So, you know, and like they said, this is where the stars are born. So, in order to be a star, you got to come here and fight. And at the end of the day, you know, no matter what race you are, all the fans want to see is a good fight. And that's what I'm going to come do. January 23rd, I'm going to give the fans a great fight. And they can only love you for that.
You think it's a target on your back, Manny?
You got a lot of fans, but you also have a decent amount of haters, probably in this room and then also out on these streets. Do you feel that any additional pressure to come in here and put on a spectacular performance to kind of shut the people out here up and get them on your side?
I've been under more pressure, I would say, in my career, but you know, it's always pressure. There's always pressure to look good, come in there. Like you said, you know, it's gonna probably be people who don't want me to win, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot of fans there. Trust me, believe me.
Do you feel it's a target on your back, Danny? Because every guy I ask always mentions your name. Madonna mentions your name. Every guy I ask always says, I want to fight Danny Garcia. Do you feel like there's a target on your back right now?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I don't know why they want to fight me. I mean, all I can say is just be careful what you wish for.
Danny,
That's all I can say.
You have a pretty stacked resume. Why do you think you get so much critique given that you have such a stacked resume of wins?
You know what's crazy? It's like people who criticize me never fought nobody. So that's why I ain't even tripping. You know what I mean? It's just like I paid my dues. I was the unified champion. I've been the underdog. You know, I was supposed to be knocked out. I was too slow. I was flat-footed. I swing wild. You know, I heard it all. But at the end of the day, after I fight, it's always the same result.
You're nowhere close to retirement. You're still pretty young. Do you think that fans will appreciate you more once you're gone?
I don't want to talk about being gone yet. But I plan on being here for, you know, a little more and just continue to be the best fighter I can be and go out there at the same time like I always do. Win in fashion and just be humble. No matter if the people love me or hate me, I'm just going to be Danny Garcia. That's just who I am.
Are you interested at all with a rematch with Amir Khan?
It could happen. It could definitely happen. You know, that fight could easily be made. So, you know, Al Heyman, premier boxing champion. I think anybody who's in the PBC situation at welterweight, that fight can easily be made. So that could probably just answer your question for anybody at 147.
Is Khan probably the biggest fight you can make aside from Floyd at this point at 147?
I think so. I think that's pay-per-view. I think that's pay-per-view.
Anything different happened in that fight, Danny, when you think about it? I mean, has he improved to you since you last fought him from what you see?
I think he's improved, but I improved a lot too. You know, I was way less experienced when I faced him. I just won the world title, and then I faced him, and he went off face. He fought a lot of great fighters too before that. So I'm a lot more experienced now. I feel a lot stronger at 147. I'm just ready, man. I'm just ready for whatever.
What do you remember the most about that fight when you think about back then?
Oh man, he jumped on me quick that fight. I said, this boy come out the fight, yeah. He trying to knock me out because of my pop. That's the first I was thinking. But I already knew that. I knew his game plan was to come out fast, and so I just had to stay patient and just start sitting on my shots. And it came. Oh yeah, that's the kid that called me a cherry picker. But hey, look, that's what I'm saying. It's not as easy as it looks, man. Like you can say I never fought nobody, but then when you supposed to be somebody and you lose, now it's just like, you know, it's just like you shouldn't be worried about me. You should be worried about yourself. Because realistically, in boxing, it's like he's the prospect. He's supposed to win that fight. You know, he's supposed to fight for a world title. So you should never worry about Danny Garcia. Worry about you. I'm not at 140 no more anyway. I'm at 147.
Do you think you should have moved to 147 sooner, Danny? Do you feel you stayed a little too long there?
Yeah, I still way too long at 140.
What kept you there?
You know, it's just I fought so hard to win the belts. You know what I mean? It's like I was an underdog against Amir Khan. I was an underdog against Lucas Batista, and like I had pride in the belts. So I was just like, I'm not giving them up. But I stood around too long. I had a couple shaky performances, so I couldn't lose weight no more. But there's no excuses. I learned from my mistakes, and I'm a better fighter today.
Thurman Porter, say it might happen, man. Guys in your division. What do you think about that fight, man? When you think about it, how do you break it down?
I think it's a good fight. I think it's gonna be an explosive fight. You know, Sean Porter is motivated to win. Keith Thurman's a bigger puncher. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's all about who wants it more, to be honest with you.
This was a perfect fight. Would you like to fight Timothy better?
I think it's a good fight, but I don't think it will happen. But I think it's a fight the fans want to see. You know, he had his share of good fights. I had my share of good fights, and I think it'll be a great fight.
I asked him if he wanted to fight you guys, and he said that he thinks he has a better resume than all you guys at PBC. I mean, do you guys?
No, he has a good resume. You know, you can't deny that. He's been in there with some good fighters. You know, Pacquiao, Marquez. You know, he has a good resume, and you know, he's old. How old is he?
He's like 31 maybe?
Yeah, he's supposed to have a better resume.
Lenny, what do you think you have to do to consolidate yourself as boxing's next big superstar? Up there, beyond Benevolent.
Yeah, we gotta keep winning. We gotta keep winning big fights. And I feel like after this fight, we gotta continue to win big fights, and that's it. It's all about time.
What do you think the backlash on the social media things? Do you think it's because people just are haters, or they expect so much of you?
I think it's because I did so much. I did it, to be honest with you, I did it the opposite of every other fighter in the sport. Every fighters are built up to a big fight. I went as the underdog, came over, took over the division, knocked Amir Khan out when nobody knew who I was. And then I came back against Lucas Batiste, and then I beat him, and then I come back, and then I fight, I forgot who I fought. Then I fought Herrera, and then I fought the Salka guy. So it was just like, I took a step back in my career. I did it the opposite way. But hey, I mean, everything happens for a reason in boxing, you know what I mean? There's no fighter can go out there and fight blood and guts wars every single fight. Or you're gonna have a short career. You know, at the end of the game, you gotta be smart too. I'm still gonna give the fans great fights, and I wanna give the fans and I'm always gonna give the fans a great fight. And I already have given the fight great fights, and I'm gonna continue to give the fans great fights. But it's just one fight at a time. And I don't expect everybody to love me. You know, there's gonna be people who love me, there's gonna be people who hate me. But like I said before, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go in there and give the fans what they want to see, and that's a great fight.
How is Rob different to the last two guys you faced?
Who my last two fights? Peterson and Paul. Yeah. Man, I've fought so many people. Nah, man, it's the same. I think it's the same kind of fights. You know, Lamont Peterson, he was the IBF world champion. He was a world champion. And then I fought Paul. Yeah, he got stopped by Sean Porter, but he faced a lot of great fighters too. And I can compare them to all well-experienced fighters who've been in there with great champions.
Then when they say, oh, you know, you or other fighters are scared to fight, how do you as a fighter react to that, man? People saying that you're scared when you've been in the ring already.
There's no way you could be a fighter and be scared. Like, there's no way you could be a fighter at this level and be scared. I had 31 pro fights. Why would I be scared of anybody? At the end of the day, it's just like, we come to fight, you know, but we have, it's bigger than just, sometimes it's bigger than what the fans think. People just want to make a fight, but it's not that simple, you know what I mean? People want a lot of people to fight, and it might not be a lot of money involved. At the end of the day, it's a business too, so there's a lot of things to go on. But as far as me, I always want to fight the big fights. I just play my part. I stay in my own lane, you know what I mean? I don't beg for nothing. I just stay in my lane. You put them in front of me, and I got to go in there and handle my business.